Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Wet Whistles. That was super calm. What's up? Welcome back. We're live. We're not live. We missed you guys. I know we did a short episode. Just gave you our picks last week. There wasn't really much that we wanted to talk about, other than obviously the playoffs. We were super hyped about that. It's like a kid before Christmas, dude. I couldn't sleep. I'm like, the fucking playoffs are tomorrow. Super wild card weekend. But yeah, so we definitely wanted to get our picks out to you. I'm glad that we did. And for this week, we are going to touch on our records from last week because obviously we are keeping score. And, you know, some of us apparently weren't built for the playoffs, but we'll talk about that later. What else? We got UFC 283 this weekend. Jamahal Hill versus Teixeira. That should be a good one. It was someone else versus Teixeira, but they got pulled out for some reason. I think that. Oh yeah,
He was a champion. He got hurt.
yeah, that's what it was. That voice you just heard, that is my co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing good. Episode 10, baby.
Episode
Yes, sir.
10. Officially or unofficially? Like full
Officially.
lengths? Like
I don't know
LPs
about
or
that.
EPs?
I don't know. No, I think one of them just was like an update during like the wedding and stuff. But we're still gonna call it episode 10.
All right.
Double digits. I want a cake.
Episode 10. Old enough to.
Actually, let's make a prediction right now. So it's January 20th, and this is episode 10. So by the end of the year, how many episodes do you think we'll be on? Like what number?
Well, my guess. I just did a podcast with Jay for a year straight, and we got to episode 35, and that was me literally every week pushing him. So I'm gonna say, I don't really need to push you guys. It was 53 weeks.
But you gotta
I'm
remember
gonna say
you're
like
the baby.
I'm
So
gonna say
that'll
like
probably be
I'm gonna say 35 again. 35 more. Like
so we'll be on episode 45.
yeah.
So there's how many weeks did you say?
52 weeks in a year.
Something like that. We're bound to miss a couple, especially when
A couple turns into 10 real quick.
yeah, but you having the baby and stuff, so that'll definitely probably we'll have a little break during that.
No, I'm saying like
Uh,
a couple turns into like 10, so that's why I gave it like 20, 23,
yeah, I say we'll be up near. I'm gonna guess. You guess what? 30.
40,
So we'll be on
45.
episode 45. I'm gonna say 42. We'll be on episode 42. We should shoot for at least 40.
One thing we can touch on this on the New Year's episode because I wanted to start like making it a tradition where a lot of other podcasts don't do this, and I don't know why they don't do this, but what we're gonna do is when the New Year's episode rolls around, we're gonna, as a team, go back and pick out some of like the big things that we did that year. And we're also going to go through stats. We're going to go through like where we were a year ago, where we are now, and we're just going to be an open book. You guys are going to grow with us as we grow, so we want you to know the numbers. And yeah, I think it'll be a good episode to sit there and reflect and then do that a couple times and it becomes a tradition. So I hope to start that next year.
I think that we started in what? Oh, here, I have it right here. I think we started in September, right? Here, let me look it up. So
Right
this will
around
be
when
our
football
first.
started.
So this will be our first full year of the podcast. So this is definitely like the year of growth, that's for sure. So I'm excited to see where we go. Yeah, we started our first episode was in September. So we only had 3 months with a break in between because of the wedding. So this year we're gonna be grinding out. We're gonna be growing with you guys, and I'm definitely excited for it.
One thing I want to do is like, obviously you guys have seen over 10 episodes, but we take breaks. And I want to just start like scheduling those breaks into our schedule anyways. Just to like, maybe not during football season, but like, so that way it's not like out of nowhere break. It's just like, if we're gonna take the breaks, we're gonna take the breaks. Might as well schedule them in.
Yeah,
That's for a different day.
yeah, like say for example today we record, but we're like we already spoke before, and we're like we're just gonna take this next week off. We'll be back, the following week recording and putting an episode out. So they people that listen to the most recent episode are like, okay, they're
Yeah,
not going to release
exactly.
one this week, but next week I'll come back
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
no offense, but we're preparing you guys so like we're not gonna be there that week. Instead of just like
Mhm.
you go there on whatever day we announce our episode, or whatever day usually Mondays, Sundays, and you go there and we're not there. That's another thing. I want to get the day down where I record it. Like right now with the playoffs, it's all over the place because we have the Saturday game, so we're sitting here at 8:27 on Friday recording to make sure we can get our picks in for Saturday. But like next week, there is no Saturday games. It's just Sunday, so it's just wait till football's over and we're gonna have a more consistent schedule.
Wait, are the championship games next week, or is there
Yeah.
like a little break in between?
Championship
Nice.
games are next week. Then there's a little break. I think it's 2 week break or 1 week, and then Super Bowl.
That'll definitely be fun to focus on, like, because obviously during the regular season we were doing like basically all the games. Sometimes we just did most of them, but just to have two games to focus on, and we can start talking about other stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
All right. So, oh yeah, I didn't even introduce Brian because he hasn't said a word. Are you even still there, Brian?
Yeah, what's up?
That voice you just heard is my little brother Brian joining us again. I guess he's not scared away yet, so that's a good sign. But I did wear the shirt for him today. I wore Uther Lightbringer because I'm bringing some light to the
Yeah,
playoffs.
if you know, you know.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Only the real ones know.
See this hammer?
He's talking about one that's not on his shirt.
Yeah. Sorry, the camera's not aiming low enough.
Whoopsie daisy.
But yeah, so we got UFC 283. Just trying very hard to get through this intro. I'm glad though because I fucking made it a point in the meeting this week that I wanted the intro to be more introductionary, like to give someone an idea of what they're gonna hear. But yeah,
AKA me not interrupting like I just did. Sorry.
yeah.
Moving on.
So UFC 283. We're gonna make our picks. Help me out. What was the other topic?
Oh, we just wanted to touch on John Jones coming back because that's super exciting.
John Jones, and then we were gonna touch on Frankie Muniz racing cars because the boys didn't hear about that. Although Brian won't really understand it, but all right, let's get right into it. I just want to go over just to start. Let's just talk about our records from last week. Now, Brian, you need to help me out here. Did we win or lose that last game of the night? I think we all lost, right?
What
The
game
Buck,
was that?
the Bucks.
Yeah, we all lost.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
All right. So
Yeah,
we
we
all
did.
lost. So,
You ended in like 23.
Yeah. I just want to write this down, make it nice and neat. Otherwise, this could get disastrous next week. All right. So, in first place, you had me at 2-3. So not too shabby, almost 500. And then in second place, we got Brian at 1-4. Now this is including the game of the week. So you lost a win when you lost the game of the week. Same with me. Same with Mark. Except Mark's loss of his game of the week didn't matter because we're not going to do him dirty like that. And then Mark, in the first player in the history of wet whistles to do this, 0-5, baby. 0-6. Sorry, 0-6. I forgot about the Bucks game.
Yeah. So
Wait,
we're
then how is
clawing
Brian
our
doing?
way back.
Oh yeah, okay. The reason why Mark has more losses is because we didn't do the minus. Mark has all of his games in there because he didn't get minus anything. Me and Brian both lost a win, so it looks like we have less games.
Yeah. Yeah,
Don't worry,
I
it'll all
have
even
no
out in the
comment.
wash. Because now Mark can still come back with the way that this works. He gets his game of the week, right? That's 2 wins right there. Then he's 2-6. It's easy to come back with that little bonus. But yeah, so what do you guys think of last week? Real quick.
I thought that was one of the best weekends of playoff football that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was wild. Every game was, well, for the most part, every game was close. The 49ers, that was close until the second half, and then they kind of pulled away. But
Yeah.
other than that,
Weren't the Seahawks winning at halftime by a point?
yeah, it was
3 points or
What?
something.
3 points. Yeah.
no, it was 16-17 or something like that at half.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was.
The Jaguars game, we talked about that during it while it was happening, getting blown out, and then they somehow come back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we wrapped that game up. We fucking went to bed. We were like those
Dude,
memes on TikTok the next day of like, I saw one of this dude. This kid was sleeping in his Chargers jersey, dude. His boy comes over. He's like, "Yo, wake up!" And he's like, "Look at the TV." And it's
I
Trevor
saw that,
Lawrence
yeah.
celebrating, dude. And he's just like
Running
staring
around.
at his TV. He's like,
He's like in awe. So yeah, when we recorded, we were basically like, well, that game's fucking done, right? And then
"Yeah,
they came back and won, which was fucking
dude, I just
wild.
deleted it. I had Chargers like 24, Jaguars 0, quarter 2, and I just stopped keeping score because I'm like, this game's over.
Oh yeah,
Let's
because
record a podcast.
I mean, we got to see what we have to see like the plans, but we might be able to fit in a watch party either tomorrow or the night after. But
Dude,
we'll post on our social medias so
We
you guys
fucked
can
up.
follow those. And
we
check
really
that out.
fucked up by ending. Imagine if we had stayed live and like had been live during that comeback.
Dude, that was wild. It was the third best comeback ever for them in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I don't know if that's a good sign for next week or a bad sign, like that they let themselves get down by that much and then come back, which is like obviously cool that they came back, but it's like I think that a little bit of luck goes into it. You know what I mean? Because the other team just crumbles. So I don't know. This game with the Chiefs this week will be really good. And then Dallas was looking like real fucking good. Dak was looking lights out. I wonder what's going to happen with Brady because I don't know if you guys saw the his press conference after, but the way he was talking basically made it seem like he wasn't going to be on the Bucs next year. He was like thanking everyone, like
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah, and it wasn't like thank you, like see you next season. It was like thank you for all you've done and welcoming me and da 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 da. So I don't know if he'll be going back to the Bucs, if he'll be traded or whatever.
There's a lot of teams that would make sense right now, so that's why I'm just not even playing into it yet. It's too early, and
Yeah,
and you could make a point for so many teams: the Raiders, the Jets, the Patriots. Like, there's 3 teams right there, and I'm just fucking throwing them out. Like, you can make a point for all 3 of those teams. You can make a point for a lot of teams. We'll talk about it. Like, let's focus on the playoffs.
yeah.
I've spent the
for
last
sure.
20 years of my life being like, oh,
Thinking about Tom Brady.
Yeah, thinking about Tom Brady.
I feel it. But yeah, no, that was hopefully that like last week was a sign to or a sign of how good this week is going to be. I haven't been this excited. I mean, when my team, the Patriots, in the playoffs, I'm really excited. But for my team not being in the playoffs, I'm actually the most excited I've been in a while for around a playoff football for sure. I'm looking forward to these games a lot.
Fuck yeah.
And good for the Patriots. I also heard DeAndre Hopkins was possibly going to get traded to here, or we're going to pick them up. I heard he was like, Patriots were the top place he's looking at.
Yeah, I heard he was the front runner for Lamar Jackson too.
So,
Oh yeah, did you guys see that picture? I was listening to Bussin' with the Boys, and then I saw a picture of Lamar, Derrick Henry, and D Hop, and they were like, "Oh, what if they all went to the same team?" I'm like, "Ooh, that would be fucking sick."
What if
But
they all
as
went
far-
to the Patriots, dude, and Belichick just let them all do whatever they want?
Dude, we can only pray.
Dude, Belichick would be like, "This is preposterous, dude. You gave me all these criminals.
Yeah, for
All
real.
they do is smoke weed in my office." Derrick
Dude, we
Henry
would be
and
so
D-Hop.
good.
Oof.
All I do is drop 200 yards on the ground, and then we get rid of him.
Yeah, all right. Sit him
Dude,
for the
that-
game because he talked back.
That fucking locker room would be fishbowl 24/7.
After you got fucking Antonio Brown.
Oh,
All right,
Antonio Brown. Let's not get started. We could talk about
Do
him
you guys
later.
have anything else to say about last week
Yeah.
before we talk about this week?
Good for Miami. Good for them, dude. They almost beat the old Bills. I mean, come on, no one saw that coming.
You want to
And,
give them a banner?
Yeah, they've raised a banner that said 31-34. That's good. And like
Almost
it was
had 'em.
like they won the game. They're taking it as a dub. They want everyone to remember that they almost beat them.
Almost had them.
And
The backup.
the fact that the Bills almost lost that was concerning to me. They're still the Bills, so I definitely think they're gonna have a good chance against the Bengals. But they are the Bills, so I'm definitely nervous. for
What
that.
was the Bengals' route to the playoffs last year?
I do not remember.
I know they beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
Bengals
Look it up real quick.
playoff 2021-22.
Hold on.
It was the Chiefs in the conference championship, the Raiders in the wild card, the Titans in the divisional, and then the Rams in the Super Bowl. So Titans, Raiders, Chiefs.
Titans,
So-
Raiders, Chief.
Yeah, here's what I really want to focus on. Titans, Raiders.
Titans and Raiders.
So they played the Titans and the Raiders to get to the Super Bowl last year. Newsflash, they're playing a real team this year.
That's a solid point. That's a very solid point.
No, I'm not going to take away the Kansas City win. 27-24 against
No
Kansas
borrow.
City in the conference championship. But
Oh, yeah, here it is. I got it.
they also, didn't they win that game because of their kicker?
Yeah, Evan McPherson, right?
Yeah.
And I also think, I mean, Josh Allen is still going to be Josh Allen, but I think he's playing with an injury this season.
So we're just on to this week, right? First game we're going to talk about is Buffalo Bengals. So I mean, I'm just saying. So
Copy that. Copy that.
The line is for you guys because this is why I took my lines earlier, is because I don't know if you would call them better lines, but I got different lines than you guys. So you guys got Buffalo -5.5. We'll start with you, Mark. Who you taking?
Hold on one second. For some reason, there it is. I had a video playing in my headphones, and I couldn't figure out where the hell it was coming from.
I'm like,
Sorry.
what the hell's he doing?
So this is actually my game of the week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like we were talking about earlier, I am 0-5, 0 whatever. So I'm like this week, I'm gonna try to think of the teams that they aren't gonna pick, because if I pick the same games or teams as them for who's gonna win, then I'm never gonna come back. So what I tried to do is, pray for a miracle, pick some teams that maybe I wouldn't have picked. I mean, I'm still gonna stand by my picks and justify why I picked them, but then after they ended up picking their teams, it ended up we did still pick some of the same ones, but we'll get there.
There's only 4
but-
games. We're bound to pick some of the same ones.
Yeah, but I picked the Bengals. I think that when they were playing before all of that stuff happened with DeMar, which that's great that he's making a great recovery. But they seem to be doing real well. The Bengals were doing real well against the Bills in that game until it had to be canceled and whatnot. So I like the Bengals this week, and the Bills coming off of the game against Miami, and I don't think Miami is very even close to the Bengals. Talent-wise, they're not as good as them. So I think the Bengals got this for sure. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Bengals will probably win by
very close.
Yeah, I think the Bengals will win by a field goal or a touchdown or something.
It sucks that we would have kind of had an idea of how this game was gonna go, but the game didn't finish, so like we literally have no clue.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, one big theme of this game is Burrow versus Allen
Yeah.
because,
Where is this
I mean,
game?
besides,
Is it in New York?
I think so.
Here, I'll pull it up so I have it.
I'm at Highmark Stadium.
It's at or in Orchard Park. Yeah.
But
That's the Bills, yeah.
besides the game that got canceled, have they ever played before?
This
Allen
season?
and Burrow?
Oh, I don't know.
Allen versus Burrow. I honestly don't. I don't think so. But yeah, no, that's definitely going to be cool to see that quarterback battle because, I mean, regardless, they obviously there's always talks about who you would pick between the two. So they're going to want to. They obviously hear that and they're going to want to come out and play a real great game, both of them. So I hope that it's like a quarterback friggin' showdown where we get some big exciting
hope so
plays
too,
and.
but every time it's like, oh, it's Burrow and Allen, it's gonna be like 13-12.
I don't think so. I think that there's going to be some scoring.
All right, Brian, who do you got in this game?
I've got the Bills, but I feel like if I don't know. I kind of picked probably the more worst pick, but I've no clue. We'll see, I guess, because the Bills have been dominant. Can't lie. But...
This is the game I'm most excited for out of the bunch, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I also took the Bills, but I see. This is why I wanted you guys to like. I was hoping you guys would pick at different times. Everyone would have different lines, but I got the Bills at 5 instead of 5.5. So, if they, I think if they win by 5, and not like 6 or 7, then I would win and Brian wouldn't. So, that counts. That 0.5.
Yeah.
But I'm writing.
If you guys had to pick a quarterback for your team, would you pick Burrow or would you pick Allen?
Burrow.
Probably Burrow, yeah. I mean,
See,
it's tough, but probably Burrow.
I was thinking, and I was thinking Burrow too.
Cigars.
But just the fact that Allen has, just about the same arm as Burrow, but he can run. I think I'm gonna pick Allen.
I feel like Josh Allen's playing on like he is not playing how he has the last few years. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see them being a deep playoff team this year.
The Bills.
Yeah, they're gonna need a real good.
Then why'd you take them going to the conference championship?
I don't know. I just think
what's a deep team?
Yeah, I don't
Super Bowl or bust?
Hell yeah, we're Patriots fans. That's what we grew up with.
Brian goes, I don't think they're gonna go deep. Give me the Bills in the conference championship.
But no, as a whole, yeah, no, I think I would pick Allen over Burrow for sure. But let's see what they can do, and we'll have a conversation after the game. See who played under pressure.
All right.
You're writing on the back of an envelope, Scoots. Love to see it.
That's all I had in reaching distance.
Yeah, look.
Perfect.
Couple envelope kids. What's up?
All right. Do you guys have anything else to say about the Bills and the Bengals?
No. Is this the game you're most excited for?
I have a different game of the week. We'll talk about
Okay,
my game of the week next.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if you were considering your game of the week just because you were most confident in it, or because you were most excited for it.
Well, yeah, you're right. But no, I don't think this is the game. I'm most looking forward to Saturday night.
Okay.
Because I mean, my family likes that team. I feel like that's the only team left that I actually like care about.
They're gonna...
Oh yeah, that's something that we should do. I don't think that we've really done that yet. Once we're done picking the games, I say we all, without discussing it beforehand, we all pick who's to win the Super Bowl.
Pick.
No, just we pick the team that we think is going to win the Super Bowl. That'd be cool. We just we gotta stick with it and roll with it.
All right. This is my game of the week next. So we got Jags, Chiefs, in Kansas City. This game's at 4:30, so it's not gonna be cold. Arrowhead. It's gonna be warm, and it's gonna be actually hot because it's gonna be fucking Trevor Lawrence on Saturday night. I mean Saturday midday. Sorry.
T-Law.
T-Law, he hasn't lost in like 44 games on Saturdays. I don't know if you guys heard that. So I think you're crazy to take the Chiefs here only because the Chiefs, as good as they are, we've seen it here all fucking season, but they don't cover those big ass spreads. The fucking what are they? I have the Jags at +8.5. I don't know what you guys got your picks in at, but that is a big ass spread for the playoffs.
Yeah, that definitely is. I to be honest with you, I'm surprised it's not a little bit higher because I think people are so confident in the Chiefs. I was just thinking it's going to snow a little bit before the game, so there might be a little bit of snow in the seats, just a tiny bit, but it's going to be around 35 degrees, so I think that's doable. I mean, compared to Green Bay Stadium and
But
everything.
it could be. Yeah.
But 9.5 definitely seems like a lot, but
Wait,
I'm
it's 9.5 for you guys?
9.5.
Wait,
Well, that's what I have ESPN up right now. That's what
I know,
it
but I
says, yeah.
screenshotted it earlier for you guys when you sent in your picks to get you guys
Mhm.
in with that.
Okay, what was it? What did you say it was?
Let me find it. Great podcasting. It's just silence. That
Stand
was
by. Stand by.
Kansas City -9.
Yeah, it's not really. It wouldn't have changed my pick anyways. So do you want me to go ahead and say my pick or Scoots?
Yeah. Sorry,
So I am picking the Jags. I think that they definitely can cover the spread. Now, as far as win the game, I don't know if they can win the game, but I think they can definitely cover. I mean, I think it all is going to depend on how they come out. If they come out in Kansas City, I mean, this is kind of weird for me to say because they just made one of the best comebacks of all time, but that doesn't happen every day. But so I'm just gonna stick with my take is that if Kansas City comes out and scores like a couple touchdowns or whatever, and gets a decent lead, I think that they're fucked. But
what? You didn't watch last week's game? We were.
Like I
Oh,
said-
sorry. We were recording during.
No, so like I said, that was like a once in a lifetime thing. I don't think they're gonna double down on a big comeback like
You
that.
hear that?
So if they
Count them out.
yeah,
I'm gonna
quote
write
me,
down a
quote me.
note. Counted them out.
If they come back in the first half is close, then I think they might be able to squeak one out. But
I made a note that said counted them out on the Jags for you.
But one thing that I was reading the other day is that Doug Peterson and Andy Reid. Peterson was a part of Kansas City like while they were getting to where they are now, and they worked together for 20 plus years. And a lot of the times when you have someone going against their mentor, they might perform better because they kind of know what Andy Reid might be game planning or doing. So I think that might actually be good for the Jags that Peterson came up under Reid, and we'll see if that has any type of play when this game happens. But I think that it definitely could benefit the Jags, and Peterson might come up with a great game plan for them against Andy Reid because he kind of knows his tendencies and whatnot. So yeah, I'm excited for this one too. I get out of work at 3:30, so I'm gonna get home, and like I said, maybe we'll do a watch party. We'll see what's up. But all these games for their own specific reason are all exciting. So
100%.
go Jags. Covered by
Brian,
9.
who do you got in that game?
Well, I would love to see the Jags win it, but let's be honest here. It's the Chiefs.
Yep. Very, very true.
The hell are you trying to say?
The Chiefs are going to fucking blow them out.
Remember who brought you on this podcast? It was me and Mark.
What? It's going to be a blowout. The
Dude,
Chiefs.
we're a Jaguars podcast now. Come on.
The Jags D line's really good, but the Chiefs O line is the best in the league.
Listen, I'm not lying with you. I think the Chiefs are going to win too. Do I think they're going to win by more than 8.5 points? 9? No.
I think it's gonna be close, for sure. That's the only reason that I took the Jags, because I think they're gonna
The Jags crush people's
keep it in it.
dreams, dude. That's literally what Blake Bortles. You remember him?
At the same time, when the world, because literally the whole world is probably on the Chiefs right now. So when things like that happen and you write them off, you write the Jags off, you're like, yeah, Chiefs are just gonna blow by and go on to the next round. That's when some crazy shit has happened in the past when similar situations have come up. So you never know what can happen. It's the NFL. They're all professionals. They're all fucking good. So let's see what you can do, Jaguars.
The Chiefs ain't the Chargers, so I don't know why y'all are talking about these comebacks.
I'm not talking about a
True.
comeback. They're gonna be neck and neck with them the whole time. They're not gonna need a comeback.
Score predictions. Go. Got you first.
Hold on here. I don't want to make myself look like an idiot. 8.5 points.
You pick the Jags, yet you come up with a score where you would lose.
No, I know. I don't. That's why I'm trying to be smart here. Chiefs 36. Jags. Chiefs 34. Jags. I fucked that up. Chiefs 34. Jags 28.
Fair, Brian. What do you think?
All right, the Chiefs 28 and the Jags 16.
Okay. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. Let's see. Jags 27. Chiefs 31.
Brian, what was yours?
Write it down, boys.
What did you say?
I said, what was yours?
Mine.
No, Brian's.
28.
28-16.
Uh-huh.
Watch the game be like an old fashioned Colts Denver game where the score is 7-3 final score.
Dude, I hope the Jags score 17 in the first half, and Brian's like, "Fuck."
Oh man.
And
Hopefully, the first game of the weekend, got to set the pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a good one. So the boys better come out to play.
T-Law never lost on Saturday.
Never.
Not about to start now.
Keep it going. Oh, wait, one thing I will say before we move on is, what do you guys think it will say? Because there's been a lot of doubters for Lawrence and everything. So, do you think that if he wins this game, the talks around him and how good he is kind of go to the next level, and he starts getting taken more seriously?
No.
No. What do they say? He got lucky pretty much.
Defense, Doug Peterson.
Well, I mean, it also depends on how he performs in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he threw. Let's not forget, literally 20 minutes ago, he threw 4 picks
in one quarter or something like that. But Brian, what do you think about that?
I think it's definitely possible that. I think there might be a lot of bandwagons if they win.
Let's just say Brian last week literally said if the Jaguars win this week, I think the Jags are going to win the Super Bowl, and then he just picked the Chiefs to beat them.
I also didn't think they were going to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the most.
Do you not know how the playoffs work?
He's going back on us. He's Indian given right now.
The Chiefs are in first, which means the lowest seed to win makes it, and the Jags were a 6th seed.
Well, when he said that, he probably didn't realize.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Shit happens. People make mistakes. We're not on ESPN.
Literally, dude, Brian's gonna be after this podcast next year. Someone's gonna try and talk football with him at school. He's gonna be like, dude, he's gonna be like, you trying to talk football with me? He's like, hold on, you obviously don't know ball.
Yeah, wet whistles, bro.
He's like, you ever heard of wet whistles, dude? He's like,
fucking big Jags podcast.
You guys got anything on that game before we move on to the next game?
Nope.
Go Jags.
All right, so since we did a Saturday game and a Sunday game, we'll flip back over to Sunday. We'll do the final game of the weekend. Dallas Cowboys at the 49ers. This is a fucking old school Western, dude. Fucking like an 80s, 90s game. This game is in Santa Clara. You have, let's see, who you guys got this pick at. At San Fran -4.
Yeah, that's still what it is. It's going to be football weather, boys. 56 and clear. You'll love to see it. That's fucking perfect. Especially if you're going to the game. You're not too hot. You're not too cold. Have a beer. You're good. Well, Brian can't have a beer.
Now, I'll start us off. People forget Brock Purdy's a rookie. Dak Prescott looked pretty good. Here's one more thing. The 49ers have outclassed every single team they played. They're always better than the teams that they play. Well, this week, they're not. This week, they go up against a team that might be better than them talent-wise, that might have more stars than them. Tony Pollard, Zeke, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, the defense. I don't even name any of the defense. I'm like, the defense. But like
the whole defense, pretty good.
Possibly the best defensive player in the NFL right now.
Don't get me wrong. I liked the 49ers to win the whole thing. But the Cowboys always lose in the first round. And then this time they overcame it. And something tells me, dude, they're not going away easy. So I took the Cowboys -4. I mean +4.
I also took the Cowboys +4. I am not convinced on Purdy like everyone else is. We have not had enough of a sample size with Purdy. And now that
I'll gladly. You can call me stupid after.
So now that there's going to be more pressure on him, it could make him crumble or it could make him play very well. I mean, speaking of stars on teams, the 49ers roster is just absurd with who they have on their offense. McCaffrey, Samuel, Ayuk. Is that how you say his last name? Ayuk?
Brandon Ayuk. Yeah. Wait,
Something
Mark,
like that.
after you talk, ask Brian about his game. I'm grabbing a drink.
After I talk what?
Ask Brian about his pick.
Okay. So, yeah, no, I definitely think that this is going to be another close one. I think the Cowboys are going to come out and win. Dak played amazing last week. So if he carries it into this game, I think they can definitely win. Also, their defense is going to have to play very, very well because, you can't let McCaffrey take over the game. You can't let Samuel take over the game. So if the defense isn't on, firing on all cylinders, then that's going to be really tough for them. So the defense is going to have to play for them to, win. I don't see if they lose. I don't see it being within 4. That's just a weird number. I think it would end up being more than that. So I think they're going to have to win this game to cover. But yeah, I think if the defense can contain the 49ers and Purdy doesn't play the game of his life, I think I'm pretty confident in the Cowboys for this. I'm excited for this game too. This is probably second on my list, below Buffalo and Cincinnati.
They were at home last week too, right? Aren't they? They're the number 2 seed.
I think so, yes. And another thing I wanted to say is that the 49ers have won 11 in a row, so great things come to an end.
Here's what I will tell you. Not all the home teams are not winning this weekend. That's not how playoff football works. So let me look. I took the Bills at home to win. Okay, I did take an away team. I took the Jags. But I don't think they're going to win. Forget it. That's a conversation for later.
Well, you said the Cowboys. The Cowboys are...
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about most
the
of
other
you and
games.
Brian.
Okay.
Mostly you and Brian. Make sure you remember that. Even though your picks are kind of locked in now.
Yeah, no,
Brian's
but
looking at his picks right now. He's like, shit.
Shit, boy.
Brian,
Brian,
what do you
every
think?
home team.
The only picks I'm actually scared about are the Bengals game.
The Bengals game, yeah, I think that's. I don't know. I just think those are probably the two most talented teams in the closest matchup.
Brian, who'd you pick? Trying to move along here.
San Fran, Mr. Relevant's gonna fucking blow him out.
San Fran.
I think people are just because Brock Purdy is a rookie. I don't think you can count him out yet. Because just because I don't think because he's crazy. We've seen that, but we also saw against the Seahawks with a really good defense what exactly they did. They ate them alive, and that was miserable for the Seahawks fans. I can see them doing. I don't know if it will be a blowout, but I definitely think it'll be at least by a touchdown.
Yeah. Have they played this season? Let's see. Dallas. Wait, where am I
Brian,
on?
you haven't. Oh, never mind.
I just saw a cool stat right here, Scott. So I got some stats up in front of me, and this is interesting. So points per game. Dallas has 27.5 points per game. San Fran has 26.5 points per game. So that's pretty much dead even. Now this is where it gets interesting. Points allowed per game. Dallas 14 and San Francisco 23. So if you look at those numbers,
Yeah, dude.
that would mean
And remember,
Dallas
San
scores
Fran has
more.
a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, Dallas scores more, and their defense lets up less points.
Dude, all I'm saying is if you told me I had to bet on one defense any given week to get a turnover, who would it be? It would be the Cowboys every single time. I think they have a turnover every single fucking time. Every single week. They get a turnover.
Can we just say that we're a big Micah Parsons podcast?
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking animal.
He's the best defensive player in the game right now. Everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely my favorite to watch too. He's just
Yeah.
he's everywhere.
Yeah.
145% every play. That's
He's a
going to be
beast.
cool to cap off. Cap off. Oh no, it's not capping off. This one's
Yeah, that caps off the entire
6:30.
playoffs.
Oh, it does.
6:30 p.m. Sunday. Yep.
That's kind of weird. Why not 8:00? Whatever.
I don't know. Get us all to bed early.
Yes, so they're like, you guys just had a action-packed weekend. Go to bed.
All right. This next game. Wait, you guys are good on that last game, right?
Yeah.
All right. This next game, I know it's Brian's game of the week. It was almost my game of the week, but I knew it was going to be Brian's game of the week. And I wanted us all to have different game of the weeks, which we did, which is perfect. So now the game of the weeks actually fucking matter this week. Brian, I'll let you give your pick first. The game is New York at Philadelphia. Game is at the Link. The crowd is going to be rowdy. They're going to be locking people up in the jail underground all night, dude. Let's go. Big fucking game. Rivalry game. Giants, baby. Who you got?
Giants are red fucking hot right now. No one can say less. They just beat one of the best teams in the league, and I also think that Hurts has been injured for a couple weeks, and he's not ready for that playoff experience yet. I just don't think he's ready for that, and I feel like he's gonna panic and gonna throw picks, and it's not gonna be good. And I also think Saquon is the best running back in the league, so that's gonna. I don't know much about the Eagles' defense, but I don't know if it's going to be able to stop Saquon. So I think the Giants will win.
You think they'll win outright? Yeah. Okay.
You
That's
think the
fair.
Giants will take that? So you got. What was the line you got on that? You remember? Oh, Giants plus 7.
It's 7.5 right now.
And that's your game of the week, right?
Mhm.
All right.
So Giants.
Yeah, I also have the Giants 7.5, but I did want to bring up this real quick before Mark gives his pick. So obviously we all know how the Giants started out the season, right?
Crazy.
Crazy. You think it's crazy, right? But Here's what we're gonna do. Everyone, hop on my time machine. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the beginning of the season. Ready? So this is all the Giants' wins and losses, and I just want you guys to pay close attention to these. Okay? At Eagles, loss. At Colts, at home against the Colts, win. At Vikings, loss. Win against the Commanders. So far they've beaten 2 bad teams and lost to 2 good teams. Versus Eagles, loss. Tied versus the Commanders. At Cowboys, loss. Versus Lions, loss. Texans, win. At Seahawks, loss. And then I'll give them these 3 wins. Jaguars, Ravens, Packers. Pretty big wins, right? Yeah. They beat the Bears, then they lose to the Cowboys, then they beat the Panthers and the Titans, and then you saw them beat a flawed Vikings team last week. I'm not saying I picked the Giants. I'm not saying, but I'm saying they haven't beaten the bestest of the bestest. Anytime they faced the bestest, they were put to restest.
So the Giants have lost to Philadelphia twice already. So can they come out with, because basically everything Brian said I agree with. So what his take was, just kind of take that as mine. I don't want to copy everything he said.
I agree with it too.
Yeah, with them losing to Philadelphia twice,
48-22 one of the times.
Yeah,
But as Brian said, Jalen Hurts was 100%.
Well, the one where they lost, the most recent one, I think that was the backup that beat them, right? I'm pretty sure. The most recent one, it was like last week or a couple weeks ago.
Giants also had most of their bench players in, though. Don't forget that.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. No, you're right. So yeah, with them losing twice, it being the playoffs, they're going to be coming up for revenge. Like Brian said, they're fucking red hot. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Giants are going to pull it out. And I would actually, as much as it pains me to say, being a Patriots fan, I would love to see the Giants win this. Philadelphia, everyone's on them. Everyone thinks they're so fucking good. I would love the Giants just nitty gritty in the trenches. None of that finesse shit. Just fucking come out, play a hard game, and grind it out and win.
I have the Giants too, obviously. So you got the Giants. We all got the Giants.
Yes, sir.
Damn, Brian. You better hope the Giants win. That's the game of the week.
Oh, they're gonna.
Wait, so oh my god. You know what I just realized? I didn't look back at the text messages when we made our picks. Remember how I was trying to, do different picks than you guys? I think me and you have the same pick, Scott, right?
No. I have the Jags, you have the Chiefs. Oh, wait,
no, I picked the Jags.
No, I have the Bills, you have the Bengals.
Okay, so that's one different.
So if the Bengals win, that's 3 wins for you. Wait, no.
Okay, 2.
Well, it's 2 wins, but a loss for me, so it's like a little bonus.
Okay, I see, yeah. At least we got one game that's different, and then me and Brian have a couple different ones, right? Yeah. So
if you
I might
really want to come back and win, your mindset should be like, I want my game of the week to be not their game of the week.
Yeah, which is what I did. So that kind of works out.
Bring you back, yeah.
If Hurts comes out fucking and he's 100%, it's going to be real tough for them. So hopefully their defense does come to play.
I also feel like the Eagles didn't play the best players this year.
Eagles?
Yeah, I feel like, or best teams. Like, I feel like who'd they play that was like really good besides out of their division, like the Cowboys?
Do you want me to bring up the Eagles schedule?
Yeah.
I can read it to you.
That would be good, yeah.
All right. Beat the Giants, lost to the Saints, lost to the Cowboys, beat the Bears, Giants, Titans, Packers, Colts, also not very good teams. Lost to the Commanders by 1 point, beat the Texans, Steelers, Cowboys, Cardinals, Jaguars, Commanders, Vikings.
They really didn't play any good teams.
They all played the same teams, which are bad teams.
These are all bad teams.
Yeah, you got a point.
Well, they beat the Lions in the final game of the season. The Lions were playing for their livelihoods, right?
Yeah, their Lions were pretty good then.
No,
look
the
how
Lions
close that
played
game was.
The Packers. That was the second to last game of the season.
I mean, they did beat the Vikings, but the Vikings were good. So they really only have like they lost to the Cowboys. So they have like 3 games that they played good teams. They won, and I wouldn't even consider the Lions good. They were just kind of on a run. And they beat the Vikings. They
I thought
lost
they were
to the
good.
Cowboys.
They're crazy. You're just gonna get. They won every one of almost every one of their last teams or games.
Except the one that counted.
Yeah.
For real.
But
I think they're going to be the Lions might be. I mean, if they make some good pickups for the offseason.
What I just said didn't even make sense. I said except the one that counted. Except no, they beat the Packers in the last game of the season, but they didn't get in because of other reasons.
Oh, I hate that when especially if it's your team, where you're like, okay, they got to win this, but then we got to sit around and hopefully one team, 2 teams lose.
This team needs to make a
or
trade
whatever,
for
yeah.
a third-round draft pick for us to get in.
they were also
for real.
they were also very red hot the second half of the season, which I think was they are definitely a dangerous team. I would not count them out yet. They're going to be in the playoffs next year.
Yeah, if they make some good pickups, I think they might be in the playoffs next year for sure. And keep Dan Campbell because I think that guy's a beast.
All right. Anything else on the NFL as a whole before we move on?
No, I think that's it. Unless you want to, we can all pick our team. Or unless you want to save that for when this weekend's over, we can do it next week. Like when we have the championship games, we pick who we want to win the Super Bowl out of those 4 teams.
Sure.
Yeah, you want to do it next week? Yeah, we'll do it next week. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, that's it. I'm fucking excited. Let's get it, boys.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Moving on. This weekend we have UFC returns with their first numbered event of the year, UFC 283. Dude, I didn't realize how soon it was. I thought it was next weekend. This one is going to be at a Oh, I lied because I don't know geography. It's in Brazil, and that's why Mark had said to me earlier. He said there's 5 Brazilians fighting on the main card. It's in Rio de Janeiro, which is fucking cool as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Headlining this card is Glover Teixeira, and he's fighting the young Jamahal Hill. And then we have a very rare 4th fight between Figueiredo and Moreno, which their second fight or third fight, I don't know. They all seem like one fight now.
The first one they drew.
Yeah,
and
the
then
second one was the best fight I've ever seen in my life.
Fucking wild.
And then Neil Magny makes his return against Gilbert Burns, who's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jessica Andrade and Lauren Murphy. And then to round out that main event is actually a really, really good fight. Johnny Walker, the beast. He's Brazilian, so the crowd's going to get a pop off him. And then Paul Craig, who's from the
So
UK.
I actually looked through the rest of the fights. Every single fight has a Brazilian in it. That's fucking cool as hell.
That's how it should be, dude. This is literally a Brazilian sport.
The imagine like how nuts that place is going to be going.
Legit. How often do they go there? Think about that. Not very often. Not as for a sport that's like probably 80% Brazilian people. They don't go there as much as they should.
What do you think? Maybe once a year, twice, maybe.
Yeah, if that.
But still, that shit probably sells out like this. You know what I mean?
They should have like 6 events there a year. Like even if they're like not the numbered ones, but like a couple fight nights.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll start by making a pick for the main event. Jamahal Hill and Glover Teixeira. I was shocked when I saw that they were giving Teixeira another title fight after he lost the last one. Now, don't get me wrong.
That was such a good fight, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but I'm just shocked because there's so many other people. I think Hill fucking is going to come out and try and rock him. He's going to try his absolute hardest to rock him. And I think if Teixeira can survive that, he might beat him on the ground. If
Yeah.
not, he's gonna get rocked. That's my
So
prediction. I don't know who I think's gonna win.
I think it's going to be pretty even. One thing that I will say is that if it goes the 5 rounds, I'm assuming it's scheduled for 5 rounds because
It's a championship fight.
title fight. Yeah, but Glover is 43 years old, and late in the 5th round of the last fight, he got choked out. And I'm thinking that maybe with his age, the conditioning, um, might not be as good as when he was younger. So my prediction is that if Glover doesn't put him away, um, until the 5th round, I think Hill might, as long as he's conditioned, he'll end up winning late in the 5th, late in the 4th, late in
Well,
the
like a
5th.
TKO, TKO, like a TKO.
Yeah, maybe a TKO, maybe a submission. Even though Glover is probably way better on the ground, but if he's just like gas, there's not much he's gonna be able to do.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I hope that because with these two, um, I kind of hope that they just stand there and throw, and it's a bloodbath, and like no one even tries to wrestle or take them down, because I love those type of fights, and Glover's fucking awesome at them. But I think it's a complete toss up.
You know what else I think could happen after hearing you talk? I think Hill. I'm just gonna stop saying his first name. I think Hill could like come in and like just be trying to rock him, and like get like a little cocky, and I think Teixeira could submit him really early, like 1st round.
That would be interesting as hell. This
Because
is probably
Hill doesn't
one
have a
of
lot of ground.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say if it either Teixeira finishes him, but if he doesn't, then Hill finishes him at the end of the fight.
All right, so I know it's early, January 21st when this fight happens, but I think the next fight or the fight before that could easily win fight of the year, and it's January 21st.
Imagine.
Figueiredo, Moreno, 4. These two just absolutely fucking can't stand each other. They show respect after the fight, but then they literally have fought each other 4 times. You cannot like someone who you have fought 4 times. It's very hard to do that. And anytime the pre-fights are happening like this week, you just see like Moreno just cannot stand the dude. I don't know what it is. You just cannot stand him. So there's real blood here. Like I said, they show respect after the fight, but then after that, they go back to hating each other. I wouldn't be surprised if these dudes fight a 5th time. They're probably going to be fighting for like a long time. There's no one else in the division, so like, yeah.
Imagine if this one ended in a draw. They have to fight again.
Crazy.
Oh my god, the people would be so fucking pissed.
Any
my
other fights you
prediction-
want to? Oh yeah, I forgot your prediction.
My prediction. Oh, you're taking.
I'm
How do
gonna
you say
take
this one?
Moreno, but I'm gonna take Figueiredo. It's in
Yeah.
Brazil, dude. Moreno
So-
like had to literally give it his absolute all every single time, which he did. But Moreno never.
I don't see him.
Figueiredo
I don't
never-
see this guy losing in Brazil.
No, me neither. He's a fucking killer.
See with the first one, you could say that with Glover too, but I just think that because they're both so evenly matched in both of these in both of these fights. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Figueiredo.
Dude, think about you.
Sure.
Always told me this. You always told me this, but remember when Jose Aldo fought McGregor, and like when Jose Aldo was in America around all the media, how like overwhelming it was to the point where he lost the fight because of it.
Yeah,
Flip the
I think-
tables, dude. Now these Brazilians are at home for the first time. For it's a rare occasion. The Brazilians don't have to travel to America. Everybody there speaks their language. They don't have to get acclimated to anything, dude. They're at home and all. It's a rare thing, but they get to just focus on fighting. I think the Brazilians are gonna come out like probably win 70% of these fucking fights this weekend.
legit, dude. I was just thinking that. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Figueiredo. for sure.
Probably
I think it's
smart
gonna
pick.
be. I think if a finish doesn't happen, it's gonna be a split decision. Like it's gonna be a close ass fight.
Definitely a good pick. Brian doesn't know any of these people, so I don't blame him for not saying a word. Someday
Yeah,
though, he's
He's
been
good.
watching.
I do not know. any of them.
I'm not gonna talk about all these fights. I don't know if you have the list up, but if you have any that you want to
Who me?
bring up, yeah.
Gilbert Burns a fucking savage. I think he puts away Magny. Um, I haven't seen too much of Lauren Murphy, but Jessica Andre, um, she's favored by an obnoxious amount. She's in
Oh yeah,
Brazil.
holy shit.
I think she wins.
490.
Um, Paul Craig and Johnny Walker. I think that's going to be a fucking
Bloodbath.
yep. But I think
Ooh, the
I think
prelims
Walker.
are on ABC. Sorry to interrupt.
I think Walker wins that one. Just having that like advantage for being at home. Maybe a split decision.
Here, I
Um,
want to see if I
what's-
actually am a geographical idiot. What time is it in Brazil?
I have
It's
no.
11:22. So, okay, so I'm not as stupid as I thought I was. I thought maybe it was like the same time there. They're 2 hours ahead. So, that fight, the main card is going to kick off at midnight. Let me see.
Oh, they're gonna be fucking
What time is
rowdy,
it in
bro.
Rio de Janeiro? Dude, that's crazy, dude. The fight is literally going to kick off at fucking midnight.
So now that we picked the other ones, and I picked 4 out of the 5 Brazil, I'm gonna because I was kind of in between with the main event. So what I'm gonna do is just to give you guys an actual pick with the main event too. I'm just gonna say that Brazil gets a sweep with the main card.
I like it.
Every Brazilian wins the 5 out of 5. Glover wins, and the other Brazilians that I mentioned win. That would be fucking awesome. And I think there's definitely a chance.
Dude, here's my prediction. You want my prediction? I think a Brazilian wins every single fight.
Even the prelims,
Mm-hmm.
that would be
There's
nutty.
like 3 fights where it's a Brazilian versus a Brazilian, so I'm kind of cheating, but still.
No, but I think
The
that
only
goes
one that
true.
like there's like a couple that I think I could be wrong on. Like the first one, the dude from Peru is a beast, and then like Cody Stamen, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's good.
But
He's an up and comer for sure. Terrence McKinney's good too. He keeps trying to fight Patty. Terrence,
Yeah.
that would be a good one. I think Terrence is a little better than Patty at the moment though. But yeah, no, I'm definitely excited, and with football coming to a close, we're definitely going to be focusing on the UFC more. So I'm excited to start watching and getting caught up on everything, which I have been watching it. But I took
Real quick, I will say this is the 30th anniversary of the UFC, so this year is gonna be stacked. Every single card is gonna be just like this. So, like you're gonna get surprises where it's like all Brazilians, just shit like that. It's the 30th anniversary, so it's gonna be huge. And Brian has been watching for like a few months now, and anyone that watches the UFC knows that like if you're getting into it, you need like 6 to 8 months to see everybody like once or twice, and then after that you kind of start to know like who everyone is. So give him a few more months, and he's gonna be good.
because we might go into once football's over and we start reviewing the UFC, we might do some of the prelims just like to focus more on it. But these up and comers in the prelims, I don't know some of them. So it's hard to follow every single fighter in the UFC. There's so many of them. But once you start watching the UFC, then you start seeing highlights and seeing people who start to get hype. So that way, when they start making these main cards, everyone on the main card because they've been putting on great fights and they've been doing it for a while. So yeah, it takes a little bit to get to know the really good people, but unless you fucking are a UFC analyst, you're not going to know every single person on a card. So Brian, don't worry about it. Give it a few months, and you're going to start learning. And once you do start learning and you do start watching the UFC more, you're going to be so excited when you're like, oh my God, like this guy's fighting tonight. I remember when I watched him fucking knock that guy out. So it makes it a lot more hype once you start knowing the people too.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
Which that's a perfect segue, my friend.
Anything else on 283?
Negative.
So it's funny. We're gonna go and we're gonna fast forward to 285, even though there's a lot of other ones that are happening in between that. We know that, but we did get a 285 announcement. Um, we got a bunch of fights already announced for that. So we'll just start at the top. Surreal Gone, who I think I've been saying for a while now, he reminds me of John Jones, the next coming of John Jones. He's got talent everywhere, and he's a dangerous, dangerous dude. And he's fighting against the one and only John Jones at heavyweight, because John Jones is not only trying to make a comeback, he's trying to take over. He's trying to do what like no one else has done. Like not only did he dominate like heavyweight, but he's trying to come back. Do you know who John Jones is, Brian?
No clue.
So he's like one of the best UFC fighters of all time. Some would say he's the greatest UFC fighter of all time. But he always got like, kicked out for smoking weed and shit at bad times in his career. He's coming back to fight at a weight class like higher than his weight class. So he's coming back as a heavyweight. He was a light heavyweight. His brother is Chandler Jones. He was a defensive end for the Patriots. He's on the Cardinals now, or wherever it is now. So that's not until March 4th.
Yeah,
so everyone's
and
aware.
there's a lot of other good fights. I mean, obviously, I'd rather not talk about the card until it happens. We just kind of wanted to touch on John Jones coming back, which I think that he is. I got to think about it a little more, but I think that arguably he's the best to ever do it, and obviously with his struggles, outside of the ring, and with like PEDs and all of that nonsense, I think it kind of put, what's the word? Put well, it hurt his legacy, pretty much, plain and simple, because he wasn't able to have all these fights that were scheduled, and he was taking time off, and he hasn't fought in how long? 3 years? I think that when was his last fight? Hold on,
It's like
I'll pull it up right
1,200
now.
days.
Yeah, it's been a fucking long time. So for him to come back after that long at light heavyweight, which he normally fought at, would be hard. But the fact that he's going to be doing it at heavyweight, is just so fucking exciting. I've seen some videos of him and some pictures of him, and he's fucking huge. It's going to be awesome to see if he can, move like he used to move, and just fight how he used to fight with being that much bigger than
He's
he
not
was.
rushing into it, dude. He's been walking around at heavyweight for fucking a year now.
Yeah, so this is probably the most excited I've been about something in the UFC in a long time. I love Conor McGregor. He's fucking awesome. And he's like great with the media and stuff, but
Oh,
John
we're
Jones,
linking up for this one.
yeah, this is going to be fucking awesome, and I cannot wait. I hope that John does win.
This is probably gonna be the
he's
first event held at the new place.
yeah, he's 25. He's going to be, or I'm sorry, 35. He's going to be 36. So he's, this is the tail end of John's story in the UFC. So I think, but the thing is, I was listening to something, and I'm pretty sure he signed like an 8-fight deal or something. Now,
Yeah.
do I think he has to do all 8? No, I'm not sure, but he's going to be doing at least, some of those 8. So,
At least one.
at least one. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. I hope to God that he wins and starts a run at heavyweight. That'll be so exciting.
I agree. Yeah. So I don't really have anything else other than Frankie Muniz is going to be racing.
Yeah, why we're talking about this, I have no idea. It's the most random fucking thing ever.
Joins NASCAR as a race car driver. It's like the NASCAR minor league team. But yeah, there's pictures of him racing the Daytona, or going to be racing the Daytona, practicing at the Daytona.
Friggin' Malcolm in the middle, friggin'
Now he's
280 miles an hour.
seat.
Yeah, Malcolm in the NASCAR drive seat. Um, I, I I have no idea how serious he is about this. I have no idea how good he is, but good for him doing something that he's probably dreamt of for a long time at 37 years old. Like
Hopefully
that's
he can like. I know he's been racing like the smaller leagues and the smaller cars, and I hope that the leap to the big leagues or whatever. I hope he makes it, and hopefully one day we'll see Frankie Muniz, maybe even some Brian Cranston.
yeah. I got a article pulled up right now, and it's this is a quote. He said, "I wanted to prove people that I'm here to take it seriously. I'm not just here for a fluke. I'm not just here for publicity. I wanted this my entire life. You know what I mean? I'm mad I waited 12 years after my last racing experience to get here. I want people to look at me and see me on the track and go, oh my God, he actually belongs. And I'm ready to prove everyone that I do." This kid's fucking ready to rock. God, are we watching the race or what? Go Muniz.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to stream it on some shady website. I don't know how
Yes.
to watch that shit.
Screw,
You got to be a
screw,
NASCAR Plus subscriber, if that's a thing.
screw Joey Logano. We're big Frankie Muniz guys now.
Speaking of Joey Logano, I found my NASCAR jacket when I was.
That thing's sick, dude. You gotta start wearing that again.
I'm gonna start wearing it again now that I found it.
That's
yeah,
actually Scott.
speaking of
This spring or summer, we should definitely try to go. I would love to go to one.
Dude, when NASCAR kicks off, it's right after football ends. I'm gonna do a little NASCAR minute every week on here and be like, so the race this weekend, the first race is February 5th. So after like
Really? Oh, what they do them all the races down south or something?
yeah. So yeah, I want to start doing like Scott's NASCAR minute and just give a quick recap on the race and then where the next one is each week. Dude, we're gonna cover everything. We're gonna be like the cricket championships are about to kick off. I think I made
Hell
that
yeah,
joke last
dude.
week.
Tune in
I
when
don't
you can
have
always hear
anything
cricket.
else. Do you guys have anything else?
No.
No, I think that's good. We've been going for a little bit.
I got an hour and 12 minutes with no edits.
Nice. I don't even think we need to edit it. You might be able to just post it right after this because we're
Yeah.
that good.
I need a description. Yeah, last week
Yeah,
Mark
I'll
took
send it right
3
away.
days to send me the description.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for listening. I'll send it right after this, dude.
Real quick, I want to just say, and I want to, these videos are also, they're for you guys, but they're for me. I love looking back and just seeing like where I was in my life during like different times when I made recordings. I'm not going to get emotional here, or at least I'm not going to try, but this is the last episode that I'm doing in this room. Okay, I'm getting emotional. But really, like, my life has changed a lot over the last few months, and big things have happened. And we bought a house, and we move in next weekend. So this is the last episode from this empty ass room that I've already pretty much moved everything out of.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't notice how empty it was. I've been fucking zoning out the whole time. It
Yeah,
really is empty
so-
as hell.
Big things coming. Big
Oh
things
yeah,
coming.
wait till you see the content cave, bro.
Yeah,
gonna be
so that's why, the schedule's been a little crazy. Like, real things are happening here. So it's not just us taking time off because we don't want to make content. We love this content. And like I said, I love going back and looking back. And I've looked at gaming within episodes and been like, damn, dude, I was like at a weird point in my life, like when I recorded that episode. And it's just cool. And like, it's cool to be able to look back, and those videos are there forever. So thank you guys again for all the support, for always hanging out. And I hope you guys enjoyed all the content we made from this room. But there's a lot more coming. We got a lot of things planned. So stay tuned. And we'll see you guys, if not next week, the following week. Like I said, starting a week from today, I will be moving for like 2 to 3 days. So next week's going to be tough. Either way, expect us to post a video making our picks. We're not going to miss out on that. So maybe if there's not an episode, you'll see like a 10-15 minute clip with the picks.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
guys, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next week, maybe. Peace out.
Later.